Add Fairbanks disease, a rare bone disorder that caused constant pain. He had surgery after surgery, but the pain always came back. Hollywood told him to keep it quiet. They said if he looked weak, he'd lose work, so he kept going, even when it hurt too. Stan, during his time on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, he would act through the pain, then fall down off camera. He finally spoke out. In 2025, tired of staying silent, he wanted doctors to take the disease seriously, not just for him, but for others who live in pain with no help. In 2015, Danny and Perlman sold their Beverly Hills home. They had owned it since 1994. It was massive, 579 square ft on 2 acres with a wine cellar, gym, art studio, and 2 pools. It had everything, but by then their 3 kids, Lucy, Grace, and Jake, were grown. The sale wasn't just about money. It marked the end of an era for their family. In 2006, at age 62, Danny joined the cast of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. At first, the network didn't want him. They thought he was too famous, but show creator Rob McElhenney fought hard to bring him in, and it worked. Ratings jumped by 227%. Danny didn't take a huge paycheck, either, just $70 per episode, even though he'd made 10 times that in his prime. By 2010, young viewers knew him more for Frank Reynolds than anything else. Danny wasn't afraid to go all in for laughs. In 2007, during one episode, he covered himself in hand sanitizer and slid naked across the floor. That wasn't in the script. It became a legendary moment. In another, he popped out of a couch in full sweat-soaked makeup. He got a rash, but kept going. In 2013, he even bathed in trash water. When someone asked if it was too much, he said, "At my age, vanity is just another word for missed opportunity." But behind the scenes, the pain never stopped. In 2008, doctors found he had serious disc damage in his back. By 2010, nearly half his filming days were spent in extreme pain. His mornings started at 4:30 a.m. with 4 hours of therapy. He bounced on a tiny trampoline, took hot and cold baths, and even hung upside down in his trailer for one water slide scene. In 2011, he needed 19 takes and ended up with broken blood vessels in his eye, but the scene made it into the final cut. 2012, Danny and Perlman separated after 30 years of marriage. It shocked everyone, but the cracks had started in 2011, when Danny was working long days and rumors swirled about a friendship with a much younger woman on set. They went to therapy, 38 sessions, but couldn't fix it. Then, in 2013, they were seen holding hands again. He had rented out the same place they had their first date. They tried again and stayed together for 4 more years before splitting for good in 2017. Even after the second separation, they never divorced. They worked out a deal to split their fortune without going to court. In 2019, Danny bought a house less than a mile from Perlman's. They still talked every Wednesday and Sunday. Every month, they met at the same restaurant at the same table. Just like old times, their son once said. They still shared a Netflix account and even texted each other while watching the same shows from different houses. In July 2023, Danny donated $500,000 to a hospital in New Jersey. Not just any hospital. This was the one he was born in, back when it was called Raleigh-Fitkin Paul Morgan Memorial. Now it's the Jersey Shore University Medical Center. The $500 zero donation wasn't a publicity stunt. It was a way of giving back. The hospital had just been ranked among the top 5% in the nation for clinical care. Danny's gift helped fund its most urgent patient needs. Robert Garrett, the CEO of Hackensack Meridian Health, praised him for understanding the true power of giving. Even his old friend, Peter Conkrow, the founder of Jersey Mike's Subs, said that Danny genuinely cared about healthcare and wanted to make a real difference. For years, Danny Devito has used his fame to speak up, not just about the environment or healthcare, but politics too. And while he's never been shy about what he believes, some people say it's cost him. There's no hard proof, but rumors have been floating around. According to one Recent video, Danny's honesty has rubbed certain Hollywood insiders the wrong way. The same video suggests that when he began opening up about his physical condition, Fairbanks disease, a rare disorder that affects bone growth, he was quietly pushed out of some roles. It said he started speaking out for others with disabilities, asking why Hollywood still clings to narrow standards of beauty. The video even claims that producers pressured him to get experimental treatments to look more normal. None of this has been confirmed by reliable sources, but the idea makes you wonder, how much does honesty really cost in show business? Support for children's hospitals treating bone disorders has become a personal mission. Living with Fairbanks disease isn't easy. It causes joint pain, stiffness, and early onset arthritis. Danny reportedly kept this hidden for years, pushing through the pain as he continued acting, directing, and producing. Recently, though, he started talking about it, not just for himself, but for kids who can't afford treatment or don't have anyone to speak up for them. He wants more research, he wants better care, and he wants Hollywood to stop pretending that only one kind of body belongs on screen. But not everything has gone smoothly. In May 2025, Danny Devito made headlines again, but this time for a different reason. He appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live, and what started as a regular interview quickly turned into a firestorm. At first, it was all jokes and smiles, but by the second segment, things got tense. No one knows exactly what triggered it, but the argument that followed was heated enough that Danny left the set. Security had to step in, not to escort him out, but to keep things from getting worse. At the moment when viral clips flooded social media and hashtags like Danny V's, Kimmel, and Danny Leash were everywhere, the internet exploded with opinions. Some people cheered him on. They saw it as a rare, raw moment in a world full of fake smiles and scripted lines. Others weren't so kind. They called it a meltdown, said he was being unprofessional. The debate got even louder when other comedians joined in. Bill Burr defended him, saying that actors are often pushed too far. Stephen Colbert and Seth Meyers cracked jokes about the whole thing on their shows. Suddenly, this wasn't just an awkward interview. It was a pop culture event. Nee didn't stay quiet for long. A few days later, he posted a message online. No apologies, just honesty. I stand by everything I said, he wrote. Sometimes the truth isn't easy to hear, especially under the lights. The post only fueled the fire. Reports started coming out that some of his upcoming appearances had been canceled or postponed. No official word, but whispers of a quiet blacklisting began to spread. Jimmy Kimmel, trying to smooth things over, made a statement of his own. I have nothing but respect for Danny. I hope we can laugh about this one day. But the damage, or the legend, was already Donovan. With all the noise, Danny Devito hasn't faded. He's still working, still creating. At 79, he's producing a sports documentary series called Game 7 for Prime Video. It's a family project. His kids, Jake and Lucy, are co-producing. Danny says he's a sports fan in his own weird way. It's a different kind of show for him, but that's part of his appeal. He never stays in one boxing. Of course, there's It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He's been playing Frank Reynolds since season 2. Back in 2005, the show was struggling. Then, and Danny's arrival turned things around. His chaotic energy and perfect timing helped make it a cult hit. Now, almost 20 years later, still there, scheming, yelling, crawling out of couches, and audiences still love him.